Road trips with little ones are not always easy, especially when you're traveling with an unhappy baby on board. But when one Alabama couple set out for Zoo Atlanta with their newborn, they figured they'd be home by nightfall. Instead, they found themselves stuck here in a hospital for 2 months. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin is here with their story. Wow, what a turn of events for them.
Christine, I mean, this is one of those stories where everything just kind of fell apart all at once, and the Woodhams found themselves miles away from their home, but exactly where they needed to be because their baby's heart was in trouble, and they didn't realize it until it was almost too late. It was supposed to be a one-day road trip to Zoo Atlanta. In June of 2014, Jenny and Michael Woodham, celebrating their 6th wedding anniversary, made the hour-and-a-half drive from Smith Station, Alabama to Atlanta with their 6-week-old son, Raylan, in tow, who was not a happy camper.
The car ride up there was interesting because we had to stop halfway because he was fussy.
Drove up there, got out of the car. He was sound asleep. Started our walk through the zoo.
Jenny, an anesthesia nurse, says Raylan's cries sounded like grunts, and he felt hot and then cold, then turned pale, then kind of a bluish color.
We knew something was going very wrong at that moment.
The Woodhams raced for the nearest hospital, and from there, Raylan was rushed by ambulance to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta at Eggleston, where he was surrounded immediately by about 20 emergency staffers.
Everybody had a role. Everybody did what they were supposed to do, got out of the way for the next person to come and do what they were supposed to do. I knew that he was in the best hands.
Raylan was diagnosed with coarctation of the aorta, a narrowing of the largest artery in the body. And after one open heart surgery, doctors found more heart defects, diagnosing him with Shone's disease, which affects the blood flow into and out of the left side of his heart. That meant Raylan needed another heart surgery to replace his failing mitral valve.
That really was the point where he turned the corner and really started doing well. He was able to get off the ventilator. He was able to come out of the ICU and start working on feeding normally again.
Back home, as Raylan recovered and grew, doctors urged his parents to get screened for a heart defect. And that's when Michael learned that he too had a valve problem that had been causing his blood pressure to silently rise.
We realized that all the years Michael has been told that he had white coat syndrome, where whenever he would go into the office, the doctor's office, they thought that his blood pressure was high because he was a young man and he was scared of the doctor. But now we know that actually he was hypertensive and high blood pressure all of those years. And that was from his heart defects.
Last year, Michael and Raylan both underwent open heart surgeries. Raylan got a new mitral valve to replace his old one. Julie Washington, a cardiac nurse at Sibley Heart Center, says Raylan's diagnosis may have helped his dad get help for an issue that might have been missed.
A lot of these heart defects are congenital. And, if Raylan had not been diagnosed, I don't know how Michael's story would have gone or when he would have been diagnosed, how that would have happened.
And Raylan is now 7 and thriving.
Yesterday, he tested for his blue belt in karate.
The Woodhams say they're grateful for that road trip that didn't go the way anyone planned, but landed Raylan exactly where he needed to be.
Looking back on it, if we weren't at that zoo that day, we wouldn't have a baby.
And in hindsight, Jenny says they had noticed that Raylan was breathing rapidly and seemed to be having a hard time getting oxygen as a newborn. But when they took him to the pediatrician, everything looked normal, and it wasn't until his heart went into shock at Zoo Atlanta that they realized that he was really in trouble. And Christine, fortunately, I think just the stars aligned for them that day, and they got him, quickly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta where they were ready for him.
Absolutely. What a story. Thank you, Beth.